ladies and gentlemen, it is almost New Year's. That's not going to stop me from continuing to make videos. Please do excuse the noise in the background. The dishwasher is running. And I forgot how loud this thing was. It's extremely loud. I don't know why it's so loud, just that it is. I'm also going to have to clean off my workbench here so I can get the thing that I actually want to work on. Here it is, in all its glory. The AT&T Globalyst 375 TPC. I don't remember which Hamfest I got this at. Well, I didn't get it at the Hamfest. It was given to me by a few good ideas. I think in exchange for a digital Celebris that I had some problems with. And it's just kind of sat around and done nothing. So now we're going to actually give it the time that it deserves. At least some of the time that it deserves. Over top of the racket of the dishwasher. Take a look at the information plate here. Global Information Solutions. Some other information there, the FCC ID. Now, I don't have a whole lot of experience with AT&T systems. In fact, the only thing that I've actually seen in person is an AT&T 6300, what was called the Unix PC. But that's not what this is. This is nothing really all that special. It's just a random Pentium machine. I don't even really know why I wanted it. Just probably because I can now say that I've got an AT&T computer in my collection. But anyway. You see, onboard video, parallel, 2 serial ports, and 2 PS2, and that is all you get. There is no sound card. But I imagine that the sound card went right there, and I actually have the sound card. Let me see if I can find it here. Before I continue, and before some clever clog calls me on it in the comments, wow, look at that reception glitch. Yes, the TV's running. It's acting as a prop on the Stereo Dust Particles All Stereo Marathon, which if you missed, you really missed out. I'm telling you what. Anyway, here is the card in question, which may not actually have come out of this, because I noticed it's got this little extra bit on it, but there's only one missing slot cover. Although, I don't know, these two are different, so maybe it did go in here. It's going in here anyway, I can tell you that much. This is an impressive looking sound card, made by Media Magic. I think it's got a modem on it too, yes, definitely has a modem. And it looks like it might actually even be... I don't know. It's got some line drivers on it. It might be an actual modem and not just some crappy lobotomized wind modem. Alright, we are now in the beast. And this one is a little interesting. It comes apart like a desktop computer, even though it's a tower design. Wasn't really expecting to see that. So the other thing I wasn't really expecting to see is that this has got 6 memory slots. I have some SIMs, but I've only got 4. So I don't know what this takes. All kinds of dirt in there too. What this takes in terms of memory, because none of those slots are labeled. Well, they are labeled, but they're not labeled with what bank they belong to, so I'm going to have to make some assumptions. And hopefully not end up with something dumb like a bank mismatch. Here it is, the AT&T Globalyst, in all of its glory. Phoenix ROM BIOS down there. Not sure how I feel about that, but by the time of the Pentium, Phoenix certainly had straightened out their BIOS and whatever was wrong with it that plagued the A486. There really wasn't anything wrong with it. It just had the tendency to act loopy. Especially if the battery had failed at some point and you replaced it. It would tend to get all kinds of screwed up. There's a fan in the front. I wonder if it's actually good. Case speaker. It's a socket 5 Pentium. There would be cache module for a cache on a stick. Kind of tempting to install that. Fan header there. There's the front panel control board. I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put some memory in it, and then we'll fire it up and see what happens. Well, I don't like this message on the monitor. No VGA cable. It's plugged in, so I don't know what's up with that. Let me plug the computer in. I'll probably choose to explode. What power supply is this? Tiger. Doesn't really say. Lead year ENT. Model ES2250. I'll have to look that up. Please do not explode. I went ahead and I just put all the memory in there. That was odd. Oh, hey, S3 Trio 64, AT&T BIOS, Phoenix BIOS, of course. That's 128 megabytes of memory, so that should be more than enough for this. Of course, the checksum's bad. Let's see if it goes any further. The light is on the front of the optical drive. I don't know if that means anything. I don't think it does. I think this is one of those drives that's got a multicolor LED on it. Kind of hanging around a little bit there, so I don't know what it's waiting on. Probably a hard drive, which it's not going to find. Or maybe it locked up. I don't know. Oh, I just hit the button on the front and then it did something. So let's see. Oh, none. Is it actually even hooked up? It should be. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe there is something more than meets the eye here. But yeah, this is a pretty standard BIOS, especially if you're used to a modern system. Wow, the camera has a narrow field of view. I don't know, that's kind of weird. Yep, 128 megabytes. I know it says 127 because there's some that's taken up by the 640K, what's called conventional memory. Oh, I forgot that key on the keyboard's broken. Alright, integrated peripherals. 2 serial ports. What kind of parallel port modes do you suppose we get? Oh, we do get ECP. I'll leave that where it was. I hope that's where it was. Monitor settings. Applies to onboard video only. Huh. You could disable the VGA feature connector on that. I didn't know you could do that. Let's see. I think it's right there. If you notice, those brown slots are probably for expanding video memory. The pin header underneath that is probably the VGA feature connector, which would have been used for DVD and decoders. Was one of the most popular uses for those VGA feature connectors because a Pentium system like this would not have nearly enough horsepower to decode DVDs and software on the CPU. IRQs, plug-and-play operating system, large disk access mode. Oh, I forgot that key is broken on this keyboard again. Looks like standard stuff. This does not support ACPI. Always causing power interruptions. It's got APM instead. Advanced power mistake. Now, make no mistake, that was a good thing to have, and power management is certainly a good thing to have, but specifically early ACPI systems, I remember having all kinds of problems with those. We'll save changes and exit here. We'll see what happens. That fan is clean. Did the computer lock up again? This button on the front is labeled with a key. I'm not really 100% sure what that does, but the system seems to have crashed. So I don't know what's up with that. Well, given the time, it's 11:02. This will probably be my last video of the year. There's the sound card installed now. Look at that monster. Let's see if it's happy about this RAM. I reseated the middle bank there. Now it won't power on. It's plugged in. I wonder what's up with that. Okay. That was odd. I guess there must be something wrong with this, the game port connection. There it is, counting up all the memory, because now it's on. That's the only thing I changed. So there's probably a short on this somewhere. So we got some work to do. I'll probably do that in a future video once I've actually got a hard drive in here. I've got a 210 megabyte drive that I think would go quite nicely in this. So that's probably what it's going to get. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. You're going to see this in 2024. It's not really going to matter, but this is the last video that I've recorded for the year 2023. I know that there are a few more that are still in progress, but I guess this is the last finished video. So, stay tuned. There will certainly be more about this AT&T Globalyst 375 TPC.